Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Sports Zone.
Gattis line drive deep left. Eureka! The Braves have beaten Miami. With last night's win, the Braves continue to shine in the National League East. And tonight, two of the league's best take the hill. For the Fish, Jose Fernandez brings his fireworks back to Turner Field, while Alex Wood, fresh off his first career complete game, looks for another outstanding performance. It's the Marlins and the Braves. It's Game 2, and it's next from Turner Field. It's time for Braves Baseball from Turner Field, where all year long Braves Baseball is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. The right stuff, the low price, every day. A cloudy day in Atlanta, but things looking bright and sunny in the standings. Atlanta in first place in the East, and they look to beat up on their division rivals from sunny South Florida for a second time in this series tonight. Hi again, friends, along with Joe Simpson and future Hall of Famer Tom Glavine. Chip Carey with you from the ballpark. Great finish last night. Atlanta walked off on an Evan Gattis homer. More outstanding starting pitching for both squads, fellas, and we'll see more of the same tonight. It's Alex Wood and Jose Fernandez.
Yeah, we will. We're going to see some good ones tonight, and particularly on the Marlins side, the reigning National League Rookie of the Year coming in here tonight. We got our first look at him, and he's gotten off to a pretty solid start again this year. He's aggressive, like you said, Chip. Lots of fireworks, lots of emotion. Really brings the complete package. He throws hard, but he has great command, doesn't walk a lot of guys, and that's a rarity in today's game to have that kind of command and that kind of stuff. But you see his numbers from last season, 12-6 with a 2.19 ERA, set Marlins rookie record in strikeouts, and look at that opponent's batting average, 187 last year. Pretty good. So should be a good night from him. And Joe, the Braves got a good young one of their own going tonight as well.
You bet. Alex Wood is on the mound, Tom, and with just a few more runs of support, he could easily be 4-0 instead of 2-2. In fact, he had his first major league complete game his last time out. Unfortunately, it was a loss, an eight-inning complete game effort, but he's pitched great baseball. If he has had one little stumbling block, it's been first batters. They are 4 for 4 off of him to start a ball game with 2 homers. Hopefully tonight he'll avoid that against Christian Yelich and get off to a good start. Great numbers for him as well.
Braves are off to a great start at home. The Marlins have been awful on the road. They're winless at 0-7. Evan Gattis had a lot to do with that last night. And when we come back, Tom Hart will tell us more as we welcome you to Atlanta for Game 2 of this series.
for Game 2 between the Marlins and the Braves after a thriller last night. What a difference a year makes. Last year at this time, Evan Gattis was just getting his feet wet in Major League Baseball. Now all of a sudden, he's a slugger that the Braves can count on. He told me today the biggest difference is last year he was unsure of his spot, and he was playing with expectations that as soon as Brian McCann returned, he would be headed to the minors. Gattis never left. McCann is now a Yankee, and Evan picked up right where he left off with the dramatics with his walk-off winner last night. So what's the difference in confidence? Well, a much better batting average through the same 12 starts at this time last year. 5 home runs already, and he's driven in 9, including the game winner last night. Also, the added responsibility of being the everyday catcher and handling what has been the best pitching staff in all of baseball. Alex Wood is ready for this one. This matchup with Jose Fernandez, he told me yesterday, I look forward to the matchup. I rise to the occasion when I have an opponent such as he. Should be a fun one. Tom, Chip, and Joe have the call next.
Presented by AT Uverse, Delta Airlines, and Ford.
Skies are clearing in Atlanta. Hopefully that's a good sign for Alex Wood, who takes the ball for the Braves in Game 2 of the series tonight. Alex off to a terrific start for Atlanta, and here's the Toyota starting lineup is presented by Mike Redmond and the Miami Marlins. Christian Yelich is their hottest hitter, a career-high 15-game hitting streak. Marcell Ozuna and Giancarlo Stanton second and third. Casey McGee cleans up with Jared Saltalamacchia behind the plate. Garrett Jones hit a homer here last night. He's the first baseman with Echeverria, Solano, and Jose Fernandez 7th, 8th, and 9th.
And they'll be facing left-hander Alex Wood, coming off of his solid start, best start of the season. Complete game loss in Philadelphia. Unfortunately, didn't get any run support. You see his numbers on the year: 4 starts, 2-2 with a 1.67 ERA. Good walk to strikeout ratio. So look for him to do what Julio did and build off of that solid start in Philadelphia last time out and have a good game again tonight.
His 4 keys to pitching success tonight. First of all, it's the first inning. And within the first inning, the first batter. As we just said, first batters are 4 for 4 against him this year with 2 homers. Christian Yelich, maybe you just want to put him on, pitch around him. Managing innings. Now, he's done a real good job of limiting his pitch count and how it can somehow balloon on him. But in that start, his last time out, those 8 innings, just 103 pitches, he did a real good job of managing his innings and making them pretty quick.
Tuesday night Braves baseball is presented by your Atlanta area Mazda dealers. Nice crowd gathering on a pretty night tonight. Weather looked a little dicey around 4 o'clock as we made our way through downtown Atlanta, but some patches of blue overhead, and looks like we'll have no trouble getting this game in uninterrupted fashion. Christian Yelich is off to an impressive start this year. A 15-game hitting streak. And a .338 average so far. And he tries to bunt. Freeman will glove, and Yelich with a head-first dive into first base. And can you believe it? Leadoff men are now 5 for 5 against Alex Wood.
Well, there's not a whole lot he can do about that. That's a perfectly placed bunt.
Long legs, 6'4", long strider. Freddie could have tried to dive. I don't think he would have been able to reach him. That angle didn't show that, but with Yelich in foul territory, he slid on that runner's line. I don't know that Freddie could have gotten him at all.
So keep an eye on him as Marcell Ozuna bats. The Marlins center fielder hitting .329 for the year. This 22 and 23-year-old dynamic duo has been very, very successful for Miami at the plate to start the year. And they were on base 4 times combined last night. One ball, one strike. One and two.
We've been talking about this since the beginning of the season, Tom, about Alex Wood's makeup and how he wants the ball. He likes to pitch, focused, determined, likes to be out there.
And he got Ozuna to swing and miss. First strikeout for Alex Wood, who has 25 of them now in 27 1/3 innings of work.
A good fastball, a little bit up, but had enough on it that was able to get it by Ozuna. He couldn't catch up to it, so good recovery after the leadoff bunt.
Now let's see if he can get a ground ball off the bat of Giancarlo Stanton. The Marlins outfielder off to a roaring start. 6 homers, 26 RBIs, and a .284 batting average. That's the good news for Miami. Bad news is he really struggles in this ballpark.
Yeah, the way he's gotten off to the start that he's gotten off to, he probably wasn't real happy about having to come here for 3 days.
That's outside, ball 2. Look what the Braves have done to Stanton in the last 18 games.
It's a lot of strikeouts and 59 at bats for this guy.
You know, I think too, with those numbers being what they are, this is a situation where the Braves might say to themselves, look, we know what this guy is. We know that typically we don't want to let this guy beat us. But for whatever reason, he's struggling here. Maybe we're a little bit more aggressive against him than we might normally be.
Mentioned keep an eye on Yelich. He stole a base last night and has yet to be caught in his major league base stealing career. Nowhere near. 3 balls, no strikes.
I don't know that I'd pay that much attention to him. If they've thrown over 2 or 3 times. If he goes and you don't get him, then you just put Stanton on. They're kind of pitching around him anyway.
He had the 3-0 green light, missed it. 3-1.
Yeah, I agree, Joe. It's one of these situations where you don't want to, certainly don't want to ever take away your attention from the hitter, but particularly in this case.
Mile high pop up to left. Upton is in. And he's got it. Stanton's retired. 2 out. Here's Casey McGee. McGee's another Marlins hitter who, in his early days in the big leagues, with Milwaukee especially, tore up the Braves, but Atlanta's really handled him since. McGee last night was 1 for 5, which makes Casey 8 for his last 52 against the Braves pitching staff. A very potent middle of the order for the Marlins. Stanton and McGee have combined for 41 RBIs. .41 of their 91 as a Miami team.
That's why it's so important for them. Those two guys at the top, Yelich and Ozuna, keep doing what they're doing. Give these guys, Stanton and McGee, the opportunities to drive guys in.
Cued foul for an even count.
Good changeup. Right in the center of the plate, and it still just cued it off the end of his bat.
That's upstairs, 2-1.
I know the players don't pay attention to this kind of stuff because they're locked in on what they need to do, but Jared Saltalamacchia again is about as close to being right behind home plate, sizing up Alex Wood as you can get.
Outside.
3 balls and a strike. That bother you, Tommy?
I don't know if it would, but I'd probably ask for him to get out of there for sure.
Now a full count, and Yelich with 2 outs will be off to the races. And strike 3 called. Alex Wood gives up a bunt single to start the game, but picks up a couple of first inning strikeouts. Braves go to work against the reigning Rookie of the Year, Jose Fernandez, when we return. And Alex Wood off to a good start in the top of a scoreless first. Now the Braves Toyota starting lineup faces a tough man in Jose Fernandez tonight. Hayward, Upton, and Freeman. Justin Upton, the cleanup man. Chris Johnson, Dan Uggla, Evan Gattis, Andrelton Simmons having a good run at Turner Field. And Alex Wood will try to match Fernandez pitch for pitch and hit ninth.
Facing Jose Fernandez, 2-1 on the year with a 2.66 ERA, coming off a real good start as well. Went 7 innings against Washington his last time out. Got the loss, but no walks and 10 strikeouts his last time out. You see his home and road splits pretty good at home.
Yeah, he's never lost at home. That's part of the Ford keys tonight for him. Road troubles. Certainly not as good on the road as he is away from Marlins Park. And too perfect, that'll require some explanation. He is so intent on having an even better year this year than last that he's almost made it hard on himself when he makes a mistake. He wants every pitch to be perfect. He wants every game to be perfect. And he wants to have the perfect season after what he did last year.
Can't imagine it's very fun facing this man in the batter's box, but it is sure fun to watch him pitch. I mean, he has easy 97-mile-an-hour heat.
Brian McCann said his best breaking ball he saw last year. It's a hard one.
Full count for Jason Hayward. And he had a good rip. Fouled it straight back.
He's a big kid. He's 6'2", 225, born in Cuba, grew up in Tampa.
Jason fought off the breaking ball. He's making Fernandez work to start the game. And the count remains full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And at 97 already tonight, he can go as high as 98 with that hard curve, a slider, and a change.
Hayward goes the other way. And no perfect game for Fernandez tonight. Good start for Jason. An opposite field single to start the Braves' first inning.
You always feel good when you see a guy foul off a bunch of pitches, that he's maybe getting some good timing on the point of release. Got a low fastball. It was a good pitch. He did the right thing going the other way.
Good piece of hitting.
So Fernandez to the stretch immediately. And B.J. Upton is the batter. Upton starts play tonight. 2 hits shy of 1,000 in his big league career. And he's on a nice run. He's got hits in 9 of the last 12 games he's played.
Good story about Fernandez today on ESPN.com, written by Jason Stark, about this guy's fun-loving ways, the joy that he has when he's playing, and how it rubs off on his teammates.
But you guys were in a major league locker room. You saw and played against guys who were exuberant and happy and carefree on the field. I guess there's a very fine line between exuberance and excessiveness. Has Fernandez learned the difference yet?
We'll find out. Certainly learned a little bit last year.
Slow roller out toward Echeverria, and Solano will turn the double play. Base is empty. 2 outs for Freddie Freeman. We all know what happened September 11th last year. The confrontation with the Braves. Gattis hit a home run and admired that. Fernandez hit one himself and really styled it as he made his way around the bases. Had some words with Chris Johnson, which led to a benches clearing incident. But after the game, Mike Redmond said that the Braves had a legitimate grievance and that he wanted Fernandez to tone down that exuberant personality.
Yeah, he actually apologized for it.
Yeah, that to me is the big thing. I mean, I don't really know much about him or what have you, but I liked how he handled it afterwards and apologized and got out in front of it. And you know, I'm all for going out there and having fun, but yeah, there is a line you don't want to cross.
These two guys had a great matchup going to last year. Freddie had some good numbers, 3 for 6 with a homer. Hit a homer and a double off of him here. Remember at second base, he turned and looked at Freddie and said, "How do I get you out?" and was smiling.
How about that pitch to erase Freddie Freeman? A wicked slider. Can see why Brian McCann thought so highly of that pitch from young Jose Fernandez. All year long, Braves baseball is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. The right stuff, the low price every day. Alex Wood back on the hill for the Braves, making his 5th start of the season. And he'll get after former Brave Jared Saltalamacchia first. Well, yesterday had to be an emotional day for Saltalamacchia on a lot of different levels. First of all, first time he's been in this ballpark as a visiting player since being traded to Texas. But also, Tommy, as you well know, yesterday the 1-year anniversary of the horrific Boston Marathon bombing tragedy. And with the Marathon and Patriots Day yesterday, I'm sure the former Red Sox was thinking about that all day.
Yeah, I'm sure he was. You know, having been in the heart of it last year, being up there with the Red Sox and knowing everything that went on and what it meant to the city and what it meant to that ball club, you know, I'm sure his thoughts were there an awful lot yesterday.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Saw Jared before the ball game, and I said, you know, I think it'd be okay, it'd be all right if you wore your ring during the game today. He said, I would, but I don't have it yet.
Well, that's right.
And he said he's supposed to get it. He's supposed to get it this weekend in New York. He's going to be presented the ring this weekend.
Two balls, 2 strikes. What a feeling that's got to be, huh? To be handed that, I guess, wooden box with the championship ring.
It's a good feeling. Very good feeling.
Oh, try.
It's Doug Eddings behind the plate tonight. A couple of near misses for Wood. He's had some trouble getting leadoff men this year, not just starting the game, but starting innings too. And Saltalamacchia is putting up a 2nd inning fight. High fly to right. Hayward got a good jump. He's in a Couple of yards and makes the play. Go out number 1. Here's Garrett Jones. Jones gives the Marlins a little more pop in their lineup. And he's got 3 homers, 10 RBIs. They have 5 guys in double digits in RBIs so far this year. The Fish got off to a terrific start, but have yet to win a game away from home. They start play 9 and 11.
You know, we were told that there's just a different feel around this team now, even though they're in last place for what it's worth at this time of year, and they are 4.5 back. There's a different feel about the confidence, the air of confidence, and I thought you could kind of sense it last night when they made their comeback, especially against Kimbrel. They were not a good offensive ball club at all last year. They are swinging the bat so much better, and in part thanks to some of these veterans.
Last year they had their lowest team batting average in franchise history, second fewest runs. Marlins hit only 95 home runs last season. Not surprisingly, they were 62 and 100. So Mike Redmond, I think, has a much better hand to play with. In 2014, they're going to be a tough group.
Well, they've got a lot more depth too.
You got to try and change your culture a little bit first, and see some of their numbers and ranks so far this year much improved off of last year. But, you got to change that culture first, and whether it's establishing yourself as more of a winning team, or even something simple as how you're going to go about your business on a nightly basis and just battle and play. I mean, you got to start small and move your way up.
Jones swung and missed. There's that high fastball that I think Tehran wanted to get Jones with last night. That looked to be in a real good spot.
I don't know if he meant to do it, but yes. You got to throw those. You got to, you hear that sometimes about the changeups and the breaking balls. If they're going to be high, they got to be higher than high, because then you can't do anything with it. And I think that was one of those ones where that fastball was higher than high, and even though he didn't try to do it, it was in a good spot.
So Alex has 3 strikeouts. Here's Adeiny Echeverria. A little late. 1-2. To second. Uggla's got it, and that retires the side. Easy second for Alex Wood. Justin Upton leads off for the Braves. Still no score. For the Braves in inning number 2. And as always, thanks to our friends at Delta Airlines, proud sponsors of the Atlanta Braves. We'll see them after our game Sunday against the Reds, and we'll head on down to South Beach and begin a series with the Marlins next week. Fernandez versus Upton. Plate, ball 1.
One of the things in Jason Stark's story today was about how antsy Jose Fernandez is. Yeah, he likes to be moving. He likes to be pitching. He's not one of those guys to just waltz out to the mound during the between inning TV breaks. He typically is waiting for the TV to come back, and that was the case here before the start of the 2nd inning, bottom of the 2nd. Saltalamacchia and his manager Mike Redmond have been trying to smooth him out a little bit. Don't get quite so amped up.
Yeah, there's something to be said for slowing things down every now and then, you know, because your tendency, if you get going and going and going and going, you start getting some guys on base and you want to go faster and faster and faster, and most of the time when that starts happening, you really got to focus on slowing the game down and slowing things down.
Popped out of play by Upton. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Would you say he's pretty much a max effort guy, Tom? This delivery?
He doesn't look like it. It looks to be, you know, pretty free and easy compared to a lot of guys that you're seeing throwing mid to upper 90s. You know, uses his legs well and seems to be under control for the most part when he hits his follow through.
He really does finish hard.
Yeah.
Drives to the plate.
That's foul at third. Upton's still alive and still a full count.
Truck tells me he was finished warming up 40 seconds before we came back from the break.
Nasty breaking ball gets Upton. Didn't appear to be a strike. And that's his 2nd strikeout. 1 away.
Right there, everything's pretty good shape and good in a good spot, and then gets out over that front leg and really finishes on through. And you know, even though he's driving and getting out over that front leg, he ends up in a pretty good fielding position, so he's under control.
Here's a scary thought, fellas. 3.5 years ago, this guy was retiring high school hitters. And here he is in the big leagues with 14 wins and 7 losses. And a check swing pop up to the right side that's handled by Solano. Chris Johnson's retired on 2 pitches, and 2 are out. How'd he ever lose a game in high school?
I don't know. Did he?
1. 13-1 his senior year.
Probably wasn't feeling well that day.
He was the 14th pick in the 2011 draft by Miami. Now he'll look at Dan Uggla. We know Dan can hit a fastball. He turned around a 97-mile-an-hour fastball from Archimedes Caminero in the 10th inning, right before Gattis hit his homer over the fence and left. .99 on that pitch.
Another thing you don't seem to see as much of in today's game. You know, clearly he likes to work fast and he wants to work fast. You don't see the Braves hitters making them slow down at all.
No.
They're all just getting right back in there and let's go. You know, a lot of times back in the day you'd be trying to slow that guy down, get him off his rhythm a little bit, maybe get him mad because you're slowing him down.
Step out as he's about to wind up.
There's the breaking ball. It has been awfully effective. 3 strikeouts through 2 innings for Fernandez. On Fox Sports 1 is back with a doubleheader. Mike Trout and the Angels battled Derek Jeter and the Yankees. Then reigning National League MVP Andrew McCutchen and the Pirates square off against Matt Holliday and the Cardinals. The action starts at 12:30 Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. There will be a lot of Yankee fans at that game saying, "Mike, you should have been a Yankee." The Angels got Trout as a compensation pick for a New York free agent signing. A guy from Jersey playing for the Yankees with Mike Trout's talent, that would have worked out rather well in the Bronx.
That would have been nice.
So Alex Wood to work. He's got Donovan Solano in the box. He takes a strike. Mike Redmond confirmed what we thought about their second base situation after the game last night. Derek Dietrich has had the yips at second base, and that's pretty much what Redmond said. He's not the same since getting hit in the face with that spring training ground ball. And so Solano has been much more sure-handed, and he's swinging the bat relatively well. So he's getting the starts for now. And a comebacker speared by Wood.
I don't know if he caught it or it caught him. Chris Johnson checking on him. Little wry grin there. Like it went in the glove. Yeah.
Yeah. Now on the transfer rule, fellas, is that considered a
I've got a bag full of pistachios over here, and if you raise that question again, you're going to get peppered.
Here's Fernandez. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lifetime .220 hitter, but hitless this year, so it's now down to 196. Wonder what Garrett Cole would have done to this guy if he'd been the man that surrendered the home run to Fernandez last year instead of Mike Minor. Line drive into the seats. Foul. Talk about admiring a home run. Check this out. And down he goes. Wood struck him out and has retired 8 straight.
Well, he heard it from the Braves, and again, we go back to what his manager said, that he didn't think it was right. Jose apologized for it, and I think that is long gone.
Back to the top, and Yelich, who bunted safely to start the game. Behind in count with a called strike.
The prevailing thought about Jose Fernandez among his teammates, his manager and coaches is, don't tell him he can't do something, because he'll find out a way to do it. Whether it's making a play, about pitching to someone. There was a story about someone that was a good, I think Adrian Gonzalez, good off-speed hitter. Don't throw him change-ups. He threw him 4, threw maybe 7 during the game, and gave him an offer.
On an 0-2 count, Yelich rolls out to second, and Alex Woods retired 9 in a row, and he's due third in the third.
The Marlins last night, what's the biggest difference year 1 to year 2?
I guess I feel like I belong here a little bit more. Last year, I was playing with the idea that, I could be going down in a month when Mac comes back. So I was just trying to live it up and enjoy the big leagues as much as I could.
And he did, and he continues to. Guys, that walk-off last night was the first game winner for Gattis since the minors.
And right now, the Braves have not been able to measure the Fernandez breaking ball with 2 strikes. I've got him with 4 strikeouts. I think all of them have been on that breaking ball.
I think you're right.
Well, it's like I said in the open, you get what gets you is how hard he throws. What you may not understand, or you'll come to understand quickly, is not only does he throw hard, but he's got a good assortment of off-speed pitches to go with it, and he can command them all. So when you're standing in there trying to cheat and hit 97, good luck trying to hit that slider.
And it is exploding from the right-hand hitters right now.
I mean, it's kind of like what you see with hitters trying to do against Kimbrel when he's on. I mean,
that's right. That's right. And the breaking ball it serves as a changeup. He's also got a straight changeup. That curveball was 82. His changeup's about 90.
Hamilton put a charge into that one and drives it towards Stanton and right. Made contact, but is retired, 2 out. Always fun to look at a pitcher's splits, how the lefties and righties do against him. We've seen him carve up the righties tonight. Lefties a much better time this year. And left-hand hitting Jason Hayward has the lone Braves hit. Wood put it in play, but Solano's got it. And both Wood and Fernandez are breezing through this ball game. On we go to the fourth, still no score. And time for our great clips clip of the game.
Quite a grab.
Close shave for Alex, but he made the play. He's matching Fernandez pitch for pitch tonight. And he'll go after Ozuna, Stanton, and McGee in inning number 4. We'll keep you up to date on the Angels and the Nationals tonight. They continue their series in Washington. And at last report, it was good news for the Braves. The Angels had jumped in front of Washington on an Albert Pujols homer, which would be a total of 499 for Pujols. The score there is now 4-0. 4-0 Angels. So go Halos go. Nationals have Jordan pitching versus Skaggs. Nats have scored 11 runs in their last 5 games, hitting $181 in that stretch, and have made a ton of errors.
Yeah, they've made more errors than anybody in the National League. The Dodgers are just one behind them.
Ozuna pops up the first pitch. Foul ground in front of the Braves dugout. Freddie Freeman, plenty of room. And you hear the Braves bench hollering Freddie Freeman. Take it away. He did. And Wood set down 10 straight.
And apparently the Braves have made one more error than they thought they'd made, correct?
Yeah. And it's not good news for Dan Uggla. Joe Torre and the Major League Baseball group added an error to Dan Uggla's total. That was announced earlier today. 8th inning in New York on the 19th as Carlos Stanton rips one into the corner. He's thinking 2. He's going to slide in safely with a 1-out double. Daniel Murphy was originally credited with a hit. That's been changed to an error, which takes away 2 earned runs from David Carpenter.
You might remember the play as kind of a soft line drive that Dan jumped for and kind of slapped straight down. He was trying to catch it above his head, but more or less knocked it down and they changed it to an error.
So how does that happen? Does somebody submit the play, say, hey, we want you to look at this, or that's how it works?
Yeah, pretty formal procedure now when you want something changed.
I believe the general managers have to do it. You know, in the old days. As McGee shoots one through the right side for a hit. That'll bring Stanton around third to score. And Casey McGee drives home his 16th man, and Fernandez and the Fish have a 1-0 lead.
Everything's happening fast tonight.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, Ozuna fouled out on the first pitch. Stanton rips one for a double on the first pitch. McGee drives him in on the first pitch.
Well, getting to 2 strikes hasn't helped anybody so far. So
that's a good point.
Different strategy works for Miami. So Saltalamacchia bats, and the Marlins lead 1-0. But in the old days, guys, if a player or a coach or a manager had a beef with the official scoring decision, they can actually go and pick up the phone and call and ask to have that play reviewed. That's no longer the case. And Joe's right. There is a much more formalized process, not only at the game, but after the game. Right, Tom?
Yeah, and after the game, it's someone working on the player's behalf, independent of the club. And typically, and most often, that means the agent who will fill out that form and send it off to Major League Baseball, and it ends up on the desk of Joe Torre, who reviews all of those plays to decide if that official scoring rule needs to be reversed or stand.
Swinging a miss by Salty. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
There you go. There's the thing I learned today. I didn't know that.
I think that's a good idea. That takes away that guy getting on the phone in the dugout and screaming at the official score up in the press box.
Right.
And Salty didn't get a breaking ball. Both pitchers have good off-speed stuff working. Wood has his 5th strikeout, and 2 are out in the inning. Yeah, that's a tough and thankless job to be a Major League official scorer. And Jack Wilkinson is the man, I think, manning the official scorer's seat tonight.
Yes.
Here's Jones. He struck out. High fastball got him, and he whacks a curveball foul for strike 1 here. A run on 2 Marlins hits in the 4th. Stanton doubled. McGee brought him home with a single.
Another high strike, and he didn't offer it this one, and it was actually in the zone and called a strike by Doug Eddings.
Still 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Hey, toss that over there. Thanks, man.
Fernandez has a lead. And Jones will be struck out again by Alex Wood. He's got 6 strikeouts in the game, but trails 1-0. Top of the Atlanta order is our Delta Airlines on deck trio. Let's see if Jason Hayward can pull the Braves even next. Marlins 1, Braves nothing as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Time for our Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard. An electrifying 2013 debut for Jose Fernandez.
Outstanding numbers, a sub-1 whip at 4th in the major leagues. That's walks and hits per inning pitched. He was 3-1 in July with a 2.06. He was 3-1 in August with a 1.15. Back-to-back Rookie Pitcher of the Month awards.
And there's another breaking ball.
Man, is it devastating tonight.
5 strikeouts. B.J. Upton bats. He hit into a double play. Well, there was a fun debate, I think, during the offseason about who's the face of baseball. This guy on the mound, I think, has a chance to be one of the faces of baseball. McGee can't handle that shot to the left side of the infield. And Upton is aboard with 1 out, just the second Braves base runner of the game.
Yeah, he'd be a good nominee for what you're talking about, Chip. Another breaking ball. BJ waited on it. That was the difference here after he topped it, and it ate up McGee.
Yeah, he got caught in between. He started to come in and then decided against it, and he probably should have kept coming.
Way outside for first baseman Freddie Freeman. He struck out. Freddie's 0 for his last 9. That is his longest hitless stretch of the season. Waited on that pitch and fouled it straight back. Let's take a look at our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot.
Since the beginning of last season, these 3 guys with good numbers. Chris Johnson, 15 RBIs to match Gattis.
And again fouled at the plate.
Fernandez pitched twice against the Braves last year. He lost here 2-1. 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, and gave up a home run to Freddie Freeman. And then he beat the Braves in Miami 5-2. 7 innings. He only gave up 1 run, and that was a home run to Gattis.
96-mile-an-hour high heat retires Freeman. That might be his first strikeout on something other than that slider.
Well, he's winning that battle tonight. If he's trying to figure out how to get Freddie out, so far he's figured it out.
Upton struck out swinging. As we talked about last night with the Stanton, Freeman, Hayward draft as amateur players by the Marlins and the Braves, fun to go back and look at who the overall #1 draft picks were in the season Fernandez was selected. That was 2011. Mentioned Garrett Cole. He was the #1 overall pick and went to the Pirates. Trevor Bauer was the 3rd player taken by Arizona. He's since been traded to Cleveland. Dylan Bundy went to Baltimore. First the pitch to Upton. Here's a scary thought. The team that picked right in front of the Marlins was the New York Mets. Could you imagine a New York Mets club that would have Zach Wheeler, Matt Harvey, Jose Fernandez, Jonathan Neese, Noah Syndergaard Cumming, and Dylan G.
That's
a balk. Indeed it was. Fernandez balked as Upton strolled to second base. And he's smiling about it.
You know what? I like that move. I mean, this guy's so intent, so focused that if you make an early move, bolt on him. That was a great move by BJ. First move was with his front foot.
Yeah, you're right. He's getting so tunnel visioned on his routine. Give me the ball, let me make a pitch. Give me the ball, let me make a pitch.
He's a strike away now from ending this 4th inning. At the point for the Mets, they took a kid named Brandon Nimmo. And Fernandez dropped into the lap of the Marlins as the 14th pick. And up then's down. Again, it's the breaking ball. He struck out the side and pitched around the McGee error. The Braves have 2 base runners and trail by a run heading to the 5th.
Atlanta Braves baseball is presented by the Georgia Lottery, Toyota, and AT&T.
Another beautiful night in Atlanta.
Great sunset.
And the ball is not looking that big for any of the hitters tonight. Wood and Fernandez are dealing. Zdeno Echeverria goes to work. Atlanta's got to find a way to scratch across a run or two tonight for Alex, who hasn't gotten a ton of run support. Look out, that's into the seats foul. 0-2.
When you don't have much run support, you're coming off your first complete game, which, oh, by the way, you got shut out and lost. Jose Fernandez is not the guy you want to see in your next start. See there, in his 2 wins, they've scored 11 runs. In his 2 losses, they've scored 1.
That's why I guess some of the newfangled statisticians think that wins for a pitcher are overrated. Alex pitched great in those 2 games. His 2 losses were 1-run losses, 2-1 and 1-0. Yet you look at his record, he's 2-2. But off to a good start here with his 7th strikeout.
Well, that last game, that complete game effort Tommy's talking about, he got hooked up with A.J. Burnett, who went 7 innings, a 3-hit shutout ball. And that was when they weren't even sure if Burnett would be able to make his turn because of the hernia injury. But the Phillies got their run in the 8th inning on a leadoff single, a bunt, and then a strikeout and a walk later. Ben Revere, you might remember, single to center, his 3rd hit of the game. And that was the ball game.
Yeah, that was a start where Alex's pitching wasn't the reason he lost the game. I think it was his inability to get a bunt down.
Well, yeah, Laird hit a double in front of him, leading off the 8th inning, and then he couldn't get him over. Not a whole lot unlike the 9th inning last night for the Braves.
Way high for Solano. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Solano's the guy that put the fear of the baseball gods in Alex with that comebacker in the box, and Alex pays him back with his 8th strikeout and 4 in a row.
My.
Good bottom of the strike zone fastball. Got him thinking about something else, off speed, and snuck the fastball by him.
His high is 9 from last year.
He's got a good shot at getting that with Fernandez up there. Strike 1. Oh, and 2.
Very infectious smile.
Look out. Into the front row behind the Braves dugout.
I'll tell you, the guy that I hadn't seen much of until this year, but looks like he has a good time out there, has a lot of fun, and to me goes about it the right way, is Irvin Santana.
Yes.
I mean, he's just out there like he's playing Little League with a big smile on his face.
Popped up. Will Freddie have a play?
No.
He won't.
Yeah, Irvin's the same way. He just wants the ball back. Can't wait to throw the next one.
And I'm with you guys. I like that. I like that engaging.
Yeah, no, I like guys that are out there having fun, but you don't want guys showing other people up
and being goofy.
A little dribbler down the third base line. Wood with a bare hand, and the scoop at first can't be made by Freeman. A swinging bunt for Fernandez, and it comes with 2 outs in the Miami 5th. He's aboard with their 4th hit of the game.
Good. Tire him out.
Yeah. Nice try by Alex, but would have taken a good, hard, on the fly throw to get him.
Yeah, if he could have maybe gotten to it a foot or 2 sooner. But he played it perfectly, but just wasn't much he could do with it.
Yelich is 1 for 2. 16-game hitting streak now for the Miami leadoff man. In case you wondered what the Marlins franchise hit streak record is, he's got a ways to go. 35 by Luis Castillo.
There goes Gretchen's question.
Yep.
It's probably a good thing because we would have all gotten that right.
1 ball, 1 strike. You're asking for trouble, by the way. 1 ball, 1 strike.
There was an incident where Fernandez was a base runner at second, and he was dancing around like he was going to steal third, and Redmond, between innings, called him over and said, "Hey, what were you doing?" He goes, "Well, I thought they were giving it to me. I was going to take it." He goes, "No, you're not here to steal bases."
Bouncing ball towards second. And he makes the play to retire the side. No runs in. A man left. Chris Johnson leads off for Atlanta. Down a run to that man. Those pictures are about the only thing in slow-mo so far tonight.
That's true. That's a good call.
Having some fun watching Wood and Fernandez. There was strike after strike so far in this game. 51 pitches for Fernandez, only 13 out of the strike zone. He's allowed 1 hit. He has struck out 7 Braves, including his last 3 outs. Joe mentioned his last start and how effective he was. He didn't factor in the decision. 3 unearned runs, 10 strikeouts, no walks. Second career start in which he had double digits in strikeouts and no bases on balls. Only the 4th Marlin in franchise history to have such a stat line. The others were Kevin Brown, Ricky Nolasco, and Javier Vasquez. Mentioned his home road splits and the more difficult time he's had away from Marlins Park. That's not the case tonight, as that breaking ball just drops off the table.
As a hitter, A1, you have to respect the fact that he throws mid to upper 90s with his fastball, and it is on you. So when you get behind in the count and you're trying to adjust off of that, and he throws that pitch, it's just a long night.
Don't you? I think you've said in the past you sometimes play the elimination game with regards to an opposing pitcher's stuff. There isn't a pitch you can eliminate tonight. All of them are A+ pitches so far.
They are.
No, you only in a night like this, I think you only eliminate it in the sense that if he throws it and I guess right, I still have no chance of hitting it anyway.
And I'm eliminated.
So whether it's the fastball or the breaking ball, you take your shot. See if you can get it. But I mean, again, it's impressive, and it's but it all centers around that command of that fastball. As hard as he throws, he can command that thing.
He didn't swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
His slider is so hard that if you are gearing up for the fastball, so you start your swing thinking it's a fastball, then that's why you're seeing some funny soft swings at the end of a swing, because everybody thought it was a fastball and it's not.
Yeah, the one he throws more over the middle of the plate, or starts over the middle of the plate, I think guys are going at it like it's his fastball.
Like that one.
But then he'll throw that one that starts at your front elbow and you duck, and then it ends up being in the middle of the plate for a called strike.
Yeah. He's good. He's good, and he's just 21, not 22 yet.
In case you wondered, his career strikeout high is 14. That came against the Indians last year. He's got 9, and he's not out of the 5th yet.
A lot of breaking balls to Evan the first time around when he struck him out. I don't think he's real excited about throwing Gattis a fastball after what he did to Archimedes last night. That home run by Gattis, from the time it left the bat to the time it hit the seats, was less than 4 seconds.
A low line drive over the left field fence.
This was a laser.
So that game winner, our SunTrust shining moment, and the first walk-off homer in the big leagues for Evan Gattis. Fernandez just struck out the side. That matches his season high of 10 strikeouts, and he leads 1-0. 2, 3, and 4 hitters up against Alex Wood. Hope you'll join us at Turner Field to celebrate the unsung heroes of the military this Saturday, April 26th, with the Reds in town. Military appreciation autographed jerseys will be auctioned off on Braves.com. They'll benefit the Wounded Warrior Project. Get your tickets today at Braves.com.
And fans, now it's time for you to tweet your photos using hashtag SouthFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by AT&T.
And we reported last night that Mike Minor was supposed to start for the Braves on Saturday. Apparently that's not going to be the case. He's going to make one more rehab assignment. And I believe the concern was if Mike rejoined the rotation, everybody would be pushed back a couple of days from their normal rest. And rather than do that, the Braves will wait one more turn through to decide when to bring Minor back. Nothing wrong with him, but just another chance to not only get him even sharper, but not disrupt everybody else.
I think that's smart, don't you, Tom?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, why, if you're only going to disrupt one guy, that's one thing. But if you're going to disrupt the whole rotation, then leave everybody where they are.
Especially the way they're going.
Yeah.
Braves starting staff with a 1.52 collective ERA so far. And Wood's given up just one tonight. It's been more than enough for Jose Fernandez, who has 10 strikeouts through 5 innings. To short, Simmons will handle. Throw to first is in time for out number 1. Here's Stanton. He doubled quickly to start the 4th. It came home on McGee's RBI single. A rare hit for Stanton against the Braves. They've handled him exceptionally well. I hope all of Braves country enjoys our terrific camera work, all the great angles, all the high definition coverage we're so happy to bring you. But the one thing television doesn't do a good job of is scale of the player. You cannot believe how big a human being Giancarlo Stanton is until you stand next to him at the batting cage.
But we know how big Evan Gattis is. We'll wait to see if Evan stands up next to him. Last year we would see him at first base next to Freddie Freeman, and we couldn't get over how almost small he made Freddie look.
Down goes Stanton. There you go. Gattis stood up briefly. Giancarlo 6'6", 242 pounds.
Briefly, because he almost got knocked to the ground getting hit with the backswing of the bat on the helmet. That's why Giancarlo turned and put his hand on Evan, because he wanted to see if he was okay. Ooh. Nice stop by Evan, and then got conked, and he's very fortunate that it hit some padding on the back of the helmet, of the mask rather.
So Wood has 9 strikeouts. That matches his career high. 2 quick outs from McGee, the only man with an RBI. One ball, 1 strike.
They're asking him to move, asking Saltalamacchia to move. I don't know who got Doug Eddings' attention.
Well, the rules in the National League are that someone has to be in the on-deck circle. He's about 6 miles away from it. Bob foul out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Okay, well, we have a second. Let me wish my little guy at home, Keenan, a happy 5th birthday today.
Wow.
Big day for the little guy. I can't believe he's going into kindergarten next year.
5 already.
5 already. And wearing me out.
Fly ball right center field. Upton on the run is going to get there. And he makes the play. So happy birthday, Keenan. Joe and I remember our first 3 years of kindergarten, too. Up for the Braves, who trail by a run to Jose Fernandez. He's the subject of our AT&T Uvers trivia question tonight. He had 187 strikeouts last year. Who holds the Marlins record for most strikeouts in a single season? That's a tough one because they've had so many terrific homegrown pitchers.
Kevin Brown comes to mind.
Simmons, first ball in play, left side. McGee cuts it off and fires on the run and got his man for out number one.
Dontrell, maybe?
Dontrell, Al Leiter,
Josh Beckett, A.J. Burnett.
too many to pick from.
Charlie Huff,
Yeah.
opening day starter in their first ever game. Saw the name Javi Vasquez earlier.
Anibal Sanchez, Ricky Nolasco.
Usually your first guess is the right guess, but it's so obvious. You think, she's not going to go that easy on the three wise men in the booth. One ball, two strikes. Wood to right, but Stanton had him played perfectly. 2 outs.
Tell you what, Alex has put pretty good wood on the ball twice. That was hard hit.
Were it not for Hayward's hit in the first, we'd be talking about a no-hitter. That's the only safety the Braves have. They have had 2 base runners, the other B.J. Upton, who reached on an error. One ball, no strikes. Jason now with a 4-game hitting streak. And we found out after the game that last night he was bunting on his own on that pop-up. Back to the pitcher.
Wow, look at that thing bite down and in. At least it looks like he's breaking a sweat.
Got a piece of Saltalamacchia.
He's telling Doug Eddings he's okay. He don't want to slow
Yeah.
his pitcher down. Let's go. Come on.
Oh, disappearing slider. 11 strikeouts for Fernandez. To the 7th we go. During our broadcast is our Home Depot tools from the dugout. We talk about hitting the cutoff man, signals and stuff. Well, sometimes got to break out of the box.
Alex sent Chris Johnson back to the dugout to get more bubble gum.
Well,
so from the dugout, a little tool to keep his mouth moist.
Well, maybe he can't walk and chew gum, but clearly he can pitch and chew gum at the same time. So.
Here's Saltalamacchia in the 7th inning. And he swings the first pitch. And Chris Johnson bursts Saltalamacchia's bubble with a fine play at third.
Chris has got some stickum in his glove. Not sure where it came from. Between hop. Nice play.
Alex Wood has gotten Garrett Jones twice. Jumps ahead with a called strike. Angels 6, Washington 2. That game's in the 5th inning. Cardinals over the Mets 2-0. Bottom of the 5th. Wainwright and Dylan G in New York tonight. Jones serves one toward left, up to near the line, and in foul ground gets there. 2 quick outs in the inning.
There's no day at the beach for those guys from Miami Beach tonight either. They're scuffling. Garrett Jones trying to figure some way to get on, even showed bunt. He had fanned twice and then just flared that one to left in foul territory. A hard double by Stanton, and then just trying to get him over to third base. McGee hit one up the middle for a base hit to drive him in.
One more footnote on that Angels game. Pujols has hit another one.
Has he?
Number 500. I hope he has a great year for the Angels. My favorite players to watch hit, play. Injury-plagued season for him last year. Pujols looks to be off to a good start this year. Halos could use it. How about Alex Wood?
Hey.
A 6-pitch inning earns him his 10th strikeout, a new career high, and we head to the 7th inning stretch. Well, we've raved about the job Jose Fernandez has done tonight, and he's been so good it's overshadowed an outstanding effort by Alex Wood of the Braves tonight.
Well, it kind of caught him, but how he made that play.
Yeah, only overshadowed him in a sense on the scoreboard. He's pitched fantastic and picked up where he left off in Philadelphia. And, you know, he's trying to match him pitch for pitch, and he's been pretty close.
That was our Georgia Power game summary. Miami trying to even the series. They lead 1-0 behind a one-hit shutout from Jose Fernandez. Braves have their 2, 3, and 4 hitters up here in the home half of the inning.
And the Braves rely so much on the home run for their runs, just as Gattis provided the 2-run homer in extra innings last night, that because they rely on it so much, and they are first in the National League when it comes to runs that come by way of home runs, that you just figure that's the way it's going to have to happen tonight. You don't figure that you're going to be able to parlay 3 or 4 hits together, or 2 hits and a walk against this guy the way he's pitching tonight. It's like somebody's going to have to connect on one.
Somebody have to run into one, or
yeah,
maybe a walk and a homer here.
Upton, fly ball center. But Ozuna got a terrific jump and caught up with that sinking line drive for out number 1.
He's worn Freddie out with the breaking balls. I know he got him to chase a high fastball, but he's pitched him very much just like he pitched Jason the last time up, with that hard slider down and in.
He doesn't need that kind of help, does he?
No. Well, that's the other thing he can do with that slider. He can backdoor it to the lefty. He can throw it for a strike in the middle against the lefty, and then he throws that hard one down and in that looks like a strike, but finishes at the back foot.
Right.
That they can't do anything with.
Yeah, it's the last thing you need as a hitter, is to have him get a strike that wasn't one. That was an 88-mile-an-hour changeup.
Mile-an-hour breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he has definitely made up his mind. If Freddie's going to get him, he's going to have to get him with that slider. He's pitching him backwards in that sense. His fastball and his changeup have become his off-speed pitch almost, to keep him honest off the slider.
Balls, 2 strikes. High fly to left. He got under it. Yelich is going to make the catch. And he does for out number 2.
His last start came against Washington and he got no decision. The team lost 6-3. He went 7 innings and only gave up 4 hits, no walks, struck out 10, but he gave up 3 runs and they were all unearned. Saltalamacchia made a couple of errors, including a very costly throwing error that allowed Jason Work to come up with 2 on, and Jason hit a ball opposite field to right field down in Miami for a 3-run homer. 3 unearned runs, but he got a no decision.
Still nothing the hitters can eliminate. He's 2 outs into the 7th inning. And still throwing 97.
Yeah, it's hard to believe tonight, but on April 11th at Philadelphia, he only went 4 innings, 8 hits and 4 walks, and got beat 6-3.
And he just overmatched Justin Upton with a 97 and then 96-mile-an-hour fastball for his 12th strikeout.
Nothing Marlins still, and fans, as promised early in the game, we have the AT fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to #SouthFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by AT and there's our photo for tonight.
It's like he's ready to compete in the Wiener Dog Nationals.
Yeah.
So Tommy, step into the head, if you will, of Alex Wood. It's now 1-0. He's pitched his heart out. He's pitched a great game. 2 hits back-to-back have him behind Jose Fernandez late.
You keep doing what you're doing and just try to keep your team in the situation you're in right now, where one swing of the bat can change the outcome of the game.
Solano swings the first pitch. Upton had a long way to go. He gets there for out number 1. And Tom, you know Alex Wood was pumped up about this matchup tonight.
Yeah, Chip, he was. In fact, we were talking to him about it yesterday. He said, these are the kind of games I get up for, knowing exactly what his opposition has. He pointed to his first road game as a Georgia Bulldog. He was at UCLA against Garrett Cole. Wood responded calmly, I won that game.
Well, I hope he wins again tonight.
You bet.
It's still time.
In the 8th, the Braves will have Johnson, Ugla, and Gattis up. Fernandez reached on an infield hit in the 5th and also struck out tonight, so he's 1 for 2.
Fernandez once went to the ballpark early last year in Miami, and it's a big ballpark, and hit off a tee off home plate to see if he could hit a ball out of the park off the tee.
Hope he didn't use that swing.
Worked and worked and worked at it till he figured out the angle and everything. Nobody was out there. Then he went in and challenged all the position players. Said, I can hit a ball out of the park off the tee. And they, of course, said, not a chance. They all went out. He put one on the tee on the first swing. He hit one over the fence. So again, it goes to, don't tell him he can't do something, and don't bet against him.
Here's Yelich. I hope someone tells him, hey, you can't lose to the Braves tonight.
Yeah.
Yelich bunted for a hit. First batter of the game. And he's rolled over to second a couple of times since, make it 3 in a row. And Alex Wood has set down his last 10. Needs some offense. Johnson, Oakland, and Gattis coming up. Down a run. Drew a crowd getting ready for his first pitch.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like that.
I don't think I've seen that many guys, but maybe they're all watching him and thinking, all right, boys, we can relax tonight.
Could have been.
Especially the long relievers.
Yeah. All right, then we can send out for the burgers now.
Quick strike for Chris Johnson. And a line drive to right. There's a start for Atlanta. That's the second Braves hit of the game. There's the bloop. Let's see if Uggla can provide the blast.
Fastball up and in, too. Remember, he did that to Chris first time up, and he had to kind of check swing, fight one off. Pinch runner.
Tyler might have larceny in his heart as he pinch runs for Chris Johnson. Here's Uggla. And he went around. Saltalamacchia has caught 2 of 8 would-be base stealers this year. And now it's an even count.
Well, Dan's been getting a steady dose of breaking balls. So has Gattis. And at some point they're going to have to look for it before they get behind in the count.
Just outside, then inside with that breaking ball. He waited on it, but fouled it away. Now it's 2-2. Gattis to follow. Struck him out with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. I'll go down on strikes for the third time. And that's number 13.
Cliff Lee fanned 13, didn't he?
And lost.
But he gave up 11 hits that night, losing 1-0.
Here's Gattis. He has a hit against Fernandez lifetime. It's a homer.
You could give Evan a chance to see if he can run into one, and if he doesn't, then you try and steal a base.
We know what that pitch looks like. What does a pitch like that sound like? Do you hear it hiss like they said Sandy Koufax's slider used to do?
I don't know.
Guarantee his fastball's hissing.
Yeah.
And Gattis went to a knee, and he's down on strikes. That's 14 for Fernandez. And he's right at 100 pitches. That equals his career high. He hasn't been able to strike out Simmons. Andrelton's put the ball in play twice. Once in the air to right, once on the ground to third. Not surprising. Simmons, the toughest Brave to strike out this year. He's only struck out twice in 69 at bats.
The slider, the breaking ball before the strikeout of Evan Gattis, the one that he took for a strike, caused Evan to kind of flinch, and that his front shoulder flew open. So there's no chance to swing at that pitch then. But that's because it looks like a fastball that was coming at him, and he was getting out of the way.
I popped down the left field line, but that's headed for the seats.
Home run Andrelton hit last night was a big hanging curveball. He has not hung anything tonight.
Top of the hour in Atlanta. The Braves are running out of outs because Jose Fernandez is a man on a mission tonight. He has struck out 14 men through 7 2/3 innings. He was given a 4th inning run on a Casey McGee single that brought home Giancarlo Stanton. Little chopper. McGee charges, gloves, throws on the run. That's late. Everybody's safe. Infield hit for Simmons. And now the tying run in scoring position, and the Braves will go to their bench.
Well, just what I didn't feel like they would be able to do against him tonight, they've done here this inning with a nice solid single by Chris Johnson to right, and now the infield hit, so they've put 2 hits together this inning. They're going to need another one.
And it'll be Ryan Domit who grabs the bat for Alex Wood, who went 8 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, no walks for Alex, and he struck out 11. Pass at that pitch and fouled away for strike 2.
That fastball had a lot of the plate. Awfully tough to come off the bench cold, so to speak, and try to catch up to this guy the way he's pitching tonight.
Let's see if he runs that slider down in the back foot again here, especially after that fastball that, like you said, probably caught a little bit more of the part of the plate than he wanted.
Yeah, that's the way he buzzed through the 4th and 5th innings when he struck out 6 men. And it was the breaking ball, and he missed badly with it. Wood tonight turned in the 9th consecutive quality start for the Braves starting staff. Now they need a quality hit to have a chance to tie this thing. And Saltalamacchia with a nice stop. It's an even count at 2-2.
It also marks, Chip, the 19th time out of 20 games. Tonight's the 20th game. 19 out of 20 times the starters have allowed 2 earned runs or less. Flat out amazing.
Here's where he wants action. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball tapped back to the mound, and Fernandez will tag Domit rather than make the peg to first. Atlanta gets a couple of hits but strands a pair, and we head to the 9th. where the Marlins lead the Braves 1-0. Let's check out tonight's Volkswagen pitching performance. It's courtesy of Alex Wood.
We could show highlights from Alex, then just run right into highlights from Jose Fernandez. This is one of the better games you'll ever see two guys match up on.
Yeah, it's fun. All the hype was included yesterday about this matchup and how much fun it was going to be, and a lot of times they don't live up to the expectations, but man, this has exceeded the expectations. Both those guys have been fantastic, and like I say, don't lose sight of what Alex did tonight.
Don't lose sight too with those 2 hits for the Braves in the 8th inning. They got all the way through the bottom of their batting card. They'll have the top of the order coming up in the 9th, so Hayward, BJ, and Freddie Freeman will get a 4th look, we presume, at Jose Fernandez. David Carpenter is the first man out of the Braves bullpen, and he's got to deal with Ozuna, Stanton, and McGee for the Marlins.
David was in 2 games in New York. Had that one rough game that he was charged with 2 runs, both earned, but that's now been changed to 2 unearned runs. Gave up 4 hits and then bounced back a day later and pitched great, 2 strikeouts.
Ozuna pops one up foul for a swinging strike. Alex Wood, 101 pitches, 75 strikes in his 8 innings. 11 strikeout baseball. Marcell Ozuna quickly behind 0-2. And taken high. Sprayed foul again, still 1-2.
The Marlins have to feel just like the Braves would feel if there was a pitching change, and that is, hey, bring anybody in. With all due respect to David Carpenter, he can't be any better than Alex Wood was. Maybe I'll have a chance. It's somebody else.
It was an easy decision for Freddie Gonzalez to pull Alex in that the Braves had a scoring chance. Yeah. I don't know if the decision for Mike Redmond will be quite as easy to make. He does have his closer Steve Cishek up in bullpen as Carpenter gets Ozuna swinging. 12 Marlins have been struck out tonight, and the last 11 have been retired consecutively.
They only have one regular that hasn't struck out tonight. Cishek. Yelich is the only guy that hasn't fanned for them, and Simmons the only guy that hasn't fanned for the Braves. Take that back. BJ has not either.
Be careful with Stanton. He scored the only run tonight. And he takes a knee-high strike. Crowd announced this evening 18,275. Making a lot of noise in the upper deck off to our right. Stanton broke his bat. And as big and strong as he is, that bat looks like a 5-year-old's wiffle ball bat. Now,
more interference apparently.
Mike Redmond, yeah, I think he's asking for catcher's interference. Gattis was charged with that call last night too.
Redmond's an old catcher, so he knows what it sounds like. Stanton didn't react.
I think the sound that he thought he heard was the bat breaking. I think.
I agree. No. Clearly in that overhead shot did not hit the glove.
Stanton down the right field line, foul. My understanding is that's the kind of call that cannot be reviewed. Calls dependent on umpires' instant judgment are not reviewable. And an example that Major League Baseball has given is a foul tip, whether the ball made contact with the bat. You can go out and ask and have the umpire ask for help, but you can't go to the replay to get confirmation of that play. No balls, 2 strikes for Giancarlo Stanton. And he's down swinging. The outfielders are going to have to do a few polls after the game, Tom, to get their exercise. There's been a lot of standing around by those guys. That's how overpowering the pitching's been.
Yeah. High fastball up and in above the hands. Looks good, but not much you can do with it.
So Casey McGee, the final hope in the Miami ninth. In the Braves half of the inning, Hayward, Upton, and Freeman are scheduled. Chan, how many pitches for Fernandez?
109.
Oh, and 2. To right. Hayward gives ground. And how often do you see it? The man that catches the final out in the top of the inning leads off the bottom. That's the case for the Braves. Jason Hayward in Atlanta up for their last call. 1-0 your score.
This permitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Atlanta Braves.
Has zoomed by tonight. It's been presented by your Atlanta area Mazda dealers, and the reason for that is the Zaxby's indescribably good pitching of Jose Fernandez.
I've got some indescribably good news.
What's that?
He's not pitching tomorrow. I don't think.
Or in the 9th inning.
And he's not going to pitch in the 9th inning, which is a huge shock to me. And maybe to him.
14 strikeouts ties his career high. No walks after a 10 strikeout, no walk outing last time out. He threw 109 pitches. And In Mike Redmond's opinion, he's got a closer with a franchise record save streak working. Turn the ball over to Steve Cishek, who has a very different look, quite obviously, than Jose Fernandez.
Way different. 87 to 91 fastball and a lot of sliders from down under.
So Cishek misses down and in. I mean this with no disrespect to Cishek, but I would imagine his best fastball might look like somebody's changeup compared to what they've seen for the first 8 innings.
Well, again, it goes to what I said a second ago about David Carpenter. No disrespect to him and none to Cishek, but anything's better than what these guys have had to deal with for 9 innings tonight. 8 innings.
27 combined strikeouts and no walks in this game. And Hayward rolls to first. Garrett Jones has it, and there's the first out in the 9th inning. Let's revisit our AT&T Ubers trivia question. Remember, Jose Fernandez had 187 strikeouts last year. Who holds the Marlins record for the most strikeouts in a single year?
I'm going to go Kevin Brown.
I'll go with Dontrell.
I'll go Nolasco.
Jeez, forgot all about him.
That's not right.
Ryan Dempster is the answer.
Kevin Brown was second. 4 behind him.
Get partial credit in my book as B.J. Upton hits. Ground ball to second. Solano throws out Upton, and Freddie Freeman is the last hope for Atlanta. Look at this. Historical numbers from Atlanta. If Freeman doesn't walk, or if he strikes out, we'll see something that hasn't been seen in a long time in baseball.
Only once since 2000 or since 1914.
Freeman is 0 for 3. Braves are down to their last strike. And the Marlins have shut out Atlanta. Wow. 28 strikeouts combined tonight, no walks, and Jose Fernandez out-dueled Alex Wood. He got a 4th inning run and wins the game by a final score of 1-0. Back to Atlanta after this.